رجعنا لكم مرة تانية على الهواء مباشرة، وخلينا نبدأ حوارنا أو نبدأ تقديمتنا بأن الترجمة هي جسر التعارف الوثيق بين الشعوب وثقافتهم. وطبعا من خلال الترجمة تعرفنا على أدب كتير جدا من مختلف الثقافات ومن الأدب اللاتيني. بيشرفنا النهارده الأديب والكاتب الكولومبي الشهير هيكتور آباد. يعني هنتعرف منه عن روايته المترجمة للعربي النسيان، وهنتكلم كمان عن الكاتب جابرييل ماركيز طبعا اللي مشهور جدا برواية الحب في عصر الكوليرا هنا في مصر. وطبعا هو حائز كمان على جائزة نوبل سنة 82 وتوفى في 17 إبريل اللي فات. Good morning. Sir Hector, it's nice to have you here. I was just introducing you to the Egyptian people.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm
Thank you very
happy
much.
Here.
Thank you. We're just going to start about a quick brief about your biography.
Okay.
And about your famous novels, so just introduce it to the Egyptian people.
Well, I'm very happy to be here in Egypt for the second time. I'm really happy. I don't know if my last name Ábad could be Arabic, but it could be. It sounds a little bit. And well, my life was a very normal life. I am a Colombian. I am the son of a medical doctor and of a woman who went to work when she was young as a secretary, and then she made a little company. My father was a medical doctor, and he was fighting, in the beginning, he was fighting for public health. He was fighting for water, for vaccinations, for well, and he was a professor in the University of Medicine.
Okay.
And then he engaged in human rights fighting. And when he was engaged in human rights fighting in the 80s, at the end of the 80s, in the year 1987, he was killed by paramilitary forces in Colombia. Yeah. And I went out from the country. I went to live in Italy for many years. And then I go back to Colombia and I began writing books.
But you received death threats yourself, didn't you?
I did. I did.
Why?
Well, I did not deserve or merit that. My father was a real fighter and a real important
but why
person.
Did you get
because I went to some meetings and I talked very angrily after the assassination of my father. So they called me and told me, oh, okay, do you want to have the same fate as your father? Okay, keep doing that. And I had a child. I had a very small child of 1 year old. So I decided to fly out of the country, to leave the country.
Yes. Let me translate what you're saying.
Yes.
طبعا there is translation.
Of course.
شكرا. طبعا هيكتور آباد بيقول ان هو كولومبي وولد في كولومبيا، وكان والده من الناس اللي كانت هو كان طبيب وكان بيدافع من اجل حقوق الطبيه للمواطنين، وبعد كده تطور الموضوع بقى كمان بيدافع عن حقوق الانسان بصفه عامه، وتعرض للاغتيال على ايدي بعض الجماعات المسلحه بسبب افكاره ودفاعه عن حقوق الانسان. فبقول له ان هو نفسه تعرض لتهديدات بالقتل في الفتره دي، فقال انا نفسي مش عارف هو ليه بالظبط، ولكن انا تعرضت ليها علشان يمكن اتكلمت بشكل شجاع شويه او جريء شويه بعد مقتل والدي. وبعد ما تعرض والده للاغتيال هو سافر، ترك كولومبيا وسافر ورجع لها بعد فتره.
Let's talk about your novel, which is The Oblivion. I think it's you wrote it about your father, about the relationship between you and your father, and there is a beautiful conversation that starts in the beginning of the novel about you with the nun of the church. It's beautiful. I loved it, and I just want to talk about the novel, The Oblivion.
Okay. Yes, the beginning is, as for Egyptian, also for Colombian, religion is an important fact. It's an important question. Yes. There is Catholicism. Here is you're Muslims, most of you. So, but there, the problem was that my father didn't want to go to the church. So, and I had a nun in my house. She was like a nanny, but she was a nun because my mother came from a very religious family. Okay. Almost the father of my mother was a bishop, a main figure in the church, in the Catholic church. And she was saying to me when I was when I was a child, that my father was going to hell because he didn't go to pray to the church. So I was thinking, oh, my father is going to hell, and I thought of him in the flames of hell, and I loved my father most than anything. And he has a so close relationship with me.
He was your idol.
he was my idol. So I thought of him in hell, and I then told to the nun, okay, if my father is going to hell, I'm going to hell with him, because I don't want to go to heaven without my father.
Oh my God,
so
that's
that was
so...
I want to ask a related question to what you were saying. I read, when I read your biography, I knew that you were expelled from university because of an article you wrote about the Pope.
Yes, that's
then.
true also.
Tell me about this incident.
Well, it was about the Pope Jean-Paul II. No, Jean-Paul first. I don't know. I forgot the name.
Jean-Paul.
No, the second. Yes, he was the second. And well, I was very young, and I was studying in a religious university, and it was about sex. The problem was about sex. I was 20 years old, and the Pope published a very important letter about that you have to wait to the marriage to have sex for the first time. And I wrote about against that letter of the Pope. So the authorities of the university decided to expose me.
طب let me translate. أنا مش عارفة أترجمها إزاي بس تمام. Okay, I'll just translate the first بس. أنا بس كنت بتكلم عشان أنا عارفة إن رواية النسيان هي عن علاقة سيد هيكتور آباد بوالده، وكان كاتب في بداية القصة نفسها حديث ما بينه وما بين النان اللي كانت، أو نقدر نقول راهبة اللي كانت عايشة معاه كمان في البيت، وكانت بتتكلم معاه إن والده مش هيروح الجنة، بالعكس هو هيروح النار عشان هو ما بيصليش. وكان رده على القصة دي إنه لأ، هو مش هيروح الجنة، لان هي قالت له انت هتروح الجنه لان انت بتصلي كل يوم من اجله، لكن هو قرر ان هو هيروح معاه النار، لان هو كان مرتبط جدا بوالده، وكان شايف ان والده كمان مثله الاعلى. وبعد كده ريهام سالته عن ان هو كان المفروض عامل مقال بيتكلم فيها او عن البابا، وفعلا المقاله دي هو كتبها في الجامعه وعنده 20 سنه،
واتطرد من الجامعه
بالظبط، واتطرد من الجامعه بسبب المقاله دي، وكانت عن العلاقه الجنسيه اللي بتتم ما بين الشاب والفتاه من قبل الزواج. هو كان ضد ده، وكان طبعا البابا بيقول ان ده ما ينفعش يحصل غير طبعا اكيد بعد الجواز، فهو كان ضد ده لان هو كان في الوقت ده عنده 20 سنه. I want to go back to Oblivion, and I want to know about the way of writing. And because you write it in a way that when someone wants to heal or someone wants to get something out of his system, he just write it down. It's a way of healing. It's a way of some therapists just recommend it to many people.
Okay.
To tell.
Well, my father was
just to share the experience with the people.
Okay. My father was killed in 1987. So many years ago, and I was 27 then.
Yes.
And I waited 20 years for writing this novel because I wanted to forget.
Yeah.
I think the first thing you feel is, oh, I prefer to forget. I don't want to see again the blood, the terrible things, because my mother and me went to the place where my father was killed, and that was a real tragic and terrible situation.
Sure. Yes.
So I went out of the country, I went to Italy, and I began writing other kind of books. For example, I wrote a book about culinary, that is culinary for sad women. That was a funny book.
But you wrote also a travel book about Cairo.
I came to Cairo in 2000 because some writers of the Hispanic world, we were invited to write a book about one very big city. So Bolaño, that is a Chilean writer, he went to Rome, other went to Moscow. I came to Cairo because they gave me Tokyo or Cairo. And they gave me, this is the money for Tokyo or Cairo. So I understood that in Tokyo I could stay 1 week, and in Cairo I could stay 2 months. And I really wanted to know well the city. I was with my wife and with a sister. So I invented, I was traveling with 2 wives.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Okay, so back to then, you wrote so many books?
So many books.
Okay.
And then, as my hair became white, I believed, okay, probably I will die. One day, probably I will die.
Yes.
So I must write the story of my father, because otherwise I will forget, and nobody will remember my father, who was a real good person.
Yes,
and,
he deserves this.
And he deserves that.
He lived for a cause.
Yes.
Yes, and the people who killed him, who killed him, were writing books, terrible books, saying why they were killing that people. Plenty of lies. So I wanted to write the truth. And I did that. I did that. After 20 years, I did that.
اوكي طب نرجع بقى نترجم.
ممكن اقول بقى
يلا اتفضلي.
بس هو ابتدى ايه؟ قولي في البدايه.
انا ابتديت البدايه بس الاول لما كنت بسال عن قصه ان هو ليه رجع مره ثانيه يكتب الكتاب عن والده، ولما رجع مره ثانيه ان هو قرر ان هو يرجع ايطاليا ويكتب كتب عامه.
ابتدى يكتب كتب بصفه عامه عن موضوعات مختلفه ليها علاقه بالرحلات، زي ما كتب هنا كتاب عن القاهره، وكتب عن الحاجات تخص المراه وحاجات كده. وبعدين قرر بعد ان هو عن القاهره. ليه اختار القاهره؟ هو قال ان هو واضح ان هي كانت سبب اقتصادي بحت، لان هو اتعرض عليه يكتب يا اما عن طوكيو يا اما عن القاهره. طوكيو هيقعد اسبوعين ومصر هيقعد شهرين، فهو اختار يجي هنا مصر ويعيش التجربه ويكتب عنها. وكان معاه مراته وبنته واختها، فافتكروا ان هو متجوز 2. المهم يعني عشان ما نطولش عليكم يعني مش
لا بس عايزين بس نرجع مره ثانيه ان هو ليه بعد 20 سنه قرر ان هو يكتب كتاب مره ثانيه عن والده، لان في الوقت ده شاف الناس اللي قتلوا والده بيكتبوا كتب بشعه عن هم ليه بيقتلوا الناس دي، وليه الناس دي طبعا كل واحد بيبقى شايف من وجهه نظره انه ليه حق ان هو يقتل الناس دي. فهو شايف ان والده كان شخصيه مهمه جدا، وكان شخصيه فعلا فيري كايند ورجل عظيم. فمن حق الناس ان هي تعرفه وتعرف هو زي ما قالت ريهام lived for a cause، او كان عايش عشان ليه رساله معينه. فعشان كده كان لازم يشير ده مع البشريه كلها، او يعرف الناس كلها بوالده.
I want to ask you about the literary style of the magic realism that is really appealing to Latin American writers. Why is it so appealing to you?
Okay.
All Latin American writers.
As you know, Garcia Marquez has just died.
Yes.
And he practically invented with some other writers this style.
You're a very good friend to him, right?
Well, I met him sometimes. He was very kind with me all the time. Yes, I have some.
We'll ask you about him.
Okay.
After this.
But I think the world changed. Somehow the world changed. The world of Garcia Marquez. He was born in the beginning of the 20th century. Now our world is so different. So we don't imitate real magic realism now. We really want to change. We love Garcia Marquez. We love his style. But my book, for example, is written in a much normal style. It's very familiar style. Because I have a very close relationship with my father. I have a very beautiful family. Very normal but beautiful and loving family.
But you wrote books in this trend, in this style.
In some ways in the beginning, but this book that is translated is not magic realism. It's only realism, and it's familiar and it's true.
You can relate to.
It's written in the way of a novel, but nothing is invented. There are dialogues. They are characters.
Real people.
But all are real people with real names.
Yes.
I wanted to make a drawing of my father as he was, of my mother, of my sisters. I have 5 sisters. I have only sisters.
Big family.
I grew up in a family of 10 women and 2 men. But my father usually was working in Indonesia, in far away, in Philippines, in United States. So I was the only man in a family of women.
That was a big responsibility, huh?
Well, I don't know. That was magic realism.
That was magic only.
10 women and 1 man, and 1 boy.
كنت بسأله على الواقعية السحرية، وإن هي ستايل أدبي وأسلوب أدبي. الحقيقة مش أدبي مش بس في الأدب، كمان في السينما. وهو خرج من أمريكا اللاتينية، وكان يعني جذاب جدا لكتاب أمريكا اللاتينية، اتعرفوا من خلاله واتعرفوا بيه. فهو قال ان الستايل ده والواقعيه السحريه الحقيقه ماركيز هو اللي ابتدعها في البدايه، ولكن هم حاليا ابتدوا يعني او كتابه بشكل ادق، يعني كتابه مش بيتبع الواقعيه السحريه، على الرغم ان هو كتب بيها يعني بعض الكتب في بداياته، ولكن هو بينتمي للواقعيه البحته وبيتكلم عن تجربه شخصيه حصلت ليه. وبعد كده كان بيتكلم ان هو عاش في بيت فيه غالبيه من النساء، يعني 10 نساء و2 رجاله، ووالده كان بيبقى مسافر معظم الوقت، فهو عايش في عالم من الواقعيه السحريه وسط النساء.
If I went back to the Oblivion, I want to know the main points or the main thing that you wanted to share with the people.
Okay.
Just to learn from the experience.
Okay, there are some facts that we lived in a kind of paradise in the beginning of our life in the family. We were a very loving family. And then came the first tragedy. The first tragedy was that my most beautiful sister, Marta, get a cancer. And she died when she was 16. And that, for my father and my mother, but especially for my father, who was a medical doctor, that was a tragedy. But he couldn't save her. They bring her to America. They treated with the best medicine of the world, but she died when she was 16. And she was a singer. She was in television like you, singing, and she was so beautiful and
talented.
Talented, but she was only 16 when she died. And that was the first tragedy. And my father decided to fight for people after that.
Okay.
After the death of my sister.
That was the trigger.
And he began working hard in the streets everywhere.
That was the incentive for him.
Yes, because he was so sad that his life lost sense, and he thought, okay, if they kill me, they will kill me. And he went out and he decided to fight for the people, for sanity, for health, and then for human rights.
Okay.
And he lived that way for, I don't know, 15 more years until he was killed.
You had a great father.
He was a great father. He was like a doctor who's fighting against a pest. Like in the medieval age, they were pests, I don't know, bubonic pests or this strange, we don't know, like cholera.
Yeah.
Like cholera, and they become infected of cholera. He was fighting against violence, and he became infected
with violence.
by violence. Yeah.
دينا كانت بتسأل الروائي هيكتور آباد عن ايه يا دينا؟
عن الملامح اهم الملامح الموجوده في كتابه، او اقدر النقاط اللي انا اقدر نشاركها مع الناس.
هو اتكلم عن تجربه، الحقيقه هي تجربه مؤثره جدا، وهي خاصه بمرض احدى اخواته البنات، وكانت جالها كانسر او سرطان وهي عندها 16 سنه، وحاولوا يعالجوها بكل الطرق، ولكن للاسف الشديد يعني يحاولوا ياخدوها امريكا يعالجوها في اماكن مختلفه، ما قدروش ينقذوا روحها. فالموقف ده كان نقطه تحول الحقيقه في عائلتهم، وتحديدا بالنسبه لوالده اللي خلاه يترك الطب ويخرج الى العالم ليحارب من اجل حقوق العلاج للناس، ويحارب كمان من اجل حقوق الانسان بصفه عامه. فبيقول ان هو
بس متهيألي كمان يعني محور الكتاب كله ان ازاي ممكن الواحد يكون بيتعرض لفعلا كارثه كبيره جدا، بس من الكارثه دي بيقدر بعتقد الطاقه دي تطلع فعلا حاجه ايجابيه يقدر يفيد بيها البشريه، مش حد قاقع على نفسه ان هو
يكتشف نفسه
بالظبط، لان هو والده في الفتره دي كان زي الدنيا وما كانش فارق معاه اي حاجه خالص، بس قرر انه بالعكس يستخدم اللي حصل لبنته ان هو يفيد الناس كلها. بالتالي دي الرساله الاساسيه اللي موجوده في The Oblivion.
اوكي طيب I would like to ask you about Gabriel García Márquez.
Okay.
He was well known in Egypt. He's loved in Egypt. People actually were so sad when he died 17th of April, the past 17th of April. You knew him closely.
Well,
what can you say about
Márquez? Yes. I met him in Cuba the last century, in the 90s.
He lived in Cuba.
He lived for some months in Cuba. He died in Mexico. At the end of his life, he was living in Mexico and Colombia. He was traveling. Well, he died in the only way that maybe you can accept dying. That is, he was old, he was in his house, and he was with his children, his wife. But even that, when he died, I am now in Berlin because I am teaching there a course in the university, and we were reading a book by García Márquez. We were reading
which one?
Chronicle of a Death Foretold, or I don't know in English exactly. Crónica de una muerte anunciada in Spanish. And I began reading his book these weeks and writing about him, and I became so sad too. Because he was a real great writer. And
what was so great about him?
It's a mystery.
He became a legend.
He was a boy of a distant town in the Atlantic, in the Caribbean. He was a boy, very normal boy of many children family. So they were poor, not very poor, but they were poor. And you cannot say that a genius can come from that background, from that town that is like...
It's usually like that.
It's like
Yes, it is, you're right.
It's as if you were born here in the desert, in the distant desert.
Yeah.
And he has this great head, his great imagination to talk stories about a town that if you look at the town, you see, this is nothing. This town is nothing. But in the words of Garcia Marquez, these towns that are nothing are great, are incredible.
Yeah.
And he used the words in a way that you think this is different. This is a real genius. This is like our own. As Greek have Homer, we have our modern Homer.
What's your favorite book? Marquez book?
Well, probably. Well, I love so, but probably it's 100 Years of Solitude anyway. Yeah, the most.
Everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
طيب ريهام كانت بتساله عن جابرييل ماركيز اللي توفى في 17 ابريل اللي فات، طبعا حائز كمان على جائزه نوبل سنه 82، وكانت بتقول له ايه اللي اهم ما بيميز جابرييل ماركيز اللي خلاه دلوقتي ليجند او خلاه اسطوره. فهو بيقول ان هو كان راجل، يعني هو كان من كوبا وفي نفس الوقت هو جاي من عائله فقيره جدا.
هو من كولومبيا
بس كان عايش في كوبا فتره، وما بين وهو كمان مات في المكسيك، فما كان ما بين البلدين. بس في نفس الوقت هو بيتكلم قد ايه ان هو كان جاي من اسره فقيره جدا جدا، ومحدش كان متخيل ان ولد صغير يكون عنده الانكريدبل هيد دي او
يعني العقليه المبدعه دي، وهو عايش وسط اسره كبيره جدا في بلد فقيره في مجاهل كولومبيا يعني. فبيقول ان ده في حد ذاته اعجاز. فدينا قالت له دايما بيحصل كده، فقلت لها عندك حق، يعني دايما ده اللي بيحصل.
دايما بيحصل كده. وفي نفس الوقت هو بيتكلم لما تيجي هو بيوصف البلده بتاعته، هي بلده انت لو بتشوفها على الطبيعه ممكن تقول ان دي بلده عاديه جدا، لكن طريقه كتابه ماركيز وطريقه استخدامه لالفاظ معينه والوردز بتاعته بتخليك بتقول ان العالم ده عالم فعلا جميل، وعالم ممكن يكون ماجيكال او سحري بمعنى اصح. فهو ده اللي يمكن ميز ماركيز باسلوبه في الكتابه، وكمان استخدامه الجيد جدا للالفاظ والكلمات.
هو قال يمكن يكون في كاتب عظيم، هومر هو من اعظم الكتاب كمان في التاريخ القديم. هو بيقول احنا بقى دلوقتي عندنا كمان ماركيز في التاريخ الحديث.
Actually, our time flight.
No.
Yes,
thank you very much.
I'm really interested to know how do you find Cairo now after 15 years and after your first book.
And what's your plan for it?
I just arrived yesterday. I want to go to Han el Khalili because I loved Han el Khalili. I want to walk around Han el Khalili, to buy some presents for my wife and my children.
But you said it changed. Cairo changed.
Cairo changed. Of course it changed. Well, I don't see so many tourists now. That is good for me, but probably for the economy is not good.
No, it's not good.
It's not good for the economy.
Yes.
And well, it's bigger. It's a lot of construction. I don't know, but the old Nile is all the same.
So you see developments.
I am not sure if constructing is development.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe.
So you've heard about the revolution and what happened 3 years ago. I'm sure everyone...
yes, I heard, but it's so complicated.
Yeah, it is.
The more I read, the less I understand. So I prefer not to say anything about this. Because, no, I really don't know. I suppose the best countries in the world have separate religion one side and government in the other side. Probably that's a good idea, but that is the only thing I can say.
We are on the way
that's
now
the best
to
word.
do this.
And that's the. It was an honor having you here, and enjoy your time in Egypt.
Thank you very much.
طب احنا هنترجم اللي قاله ولا
ريهام لا
ممكن نطنش.
لا خالص. ريهام كانت بتكلمه عن زيارته، لان هو جه من 15 سنه لمصر، فكانت بتقول له انت شايف ان في اختلاف ما بين مصر من 15 سنه اللي دلوقتي؟ قال طبعا هو شايف ان في اختلاف، بس هو كمان عايز يروح خان الخليلي ان هو بيحبه جدا وعايز يجيب هدايا اكيد لمراته كمان وعيلته. وفي نفس الوقت كان بيتكلم ان مصر يعني او القاهره بقت اكبر، فانا كنت بقول له انت شايف ان في تنميه بما ان في كونستراكشن او في مباني كتيره؟ فريم قالت ان ده مش مثال يعني، وشايف ان كمان ما فيش سياح كتير. فقال انا بالنسبه لي ده اكيد هيكون احسن، بس انتوا بالنسبه لكم وبالنسبه للاقتصاد المصري اكيد ده مش كويس. واخر حاجه كلمه قالها، وقال عشان كنت بساله عن اذا كان متابع ثوره مصر ولا لا، قال طبعا هو متابعها، بس كل ما بيقرا اكتر كل ما الموضوع بيبقى متعقد اكتر وكل ما بيفهمش اكتر زي حال المصريين كلها الصوره مش واضحه. بس اخر كلمه ختم بيها متهيالي هو اهميه الدول الكبرى بتقوم بما يتم فصل الدين
طبعاً.
عن السياسه.
امال ايه.
It's an honor
Thank
to
you
have you.
very,
Thank
very
you so
شكراً.
much.
It's an
شكراً.
honor.
Thank you.
And we can take a photo by the Nile now after
Yes.
after
We have a great
finish.
view
Thank you
here.
very much.
Thank you very much.
فقرتنا خلصت مع الأديب الكولومبي والكاتب الكولومبي هيكتور آباد. بعد الفاصل مكملين في نهارك سعيد.